Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Easy Tech Learning with Lalit. As we have discussed about some basic concept of Active Directory in last videos so far. In last video we have discussed about Active Directory tree, how many types of hierarchy we have in Active Directory in terms of Active Directory tree. In this video we will discuss about Active Directory forest, how many types of forest that we can create, and about the hierarchy, about the structure that we will discuss in this video. If you like this video, request you to subscribe my channel by pressing bell button. So let's start. So Active Directory logical model, as we have discussed before. We have discussed before about domain. We have discussed about tree. So in this video, we will discuss about forest. So it's a top level container. So container means we have already discussed about container means it contains something, right? So container, this is the top level container. So in that container, we have domains, we have organizational unit and other objects we have in Active Directory. It's a part of the forest. So moving on to what is Active Directory forest. A forest is a collection of one or more domain tree. So we already discussed about tree. If you have some any doubt on what is domain tree and what is Active Directory tree, you can see my last video. So forest is a collection of one or more domain tree. So in this diagram, you can see I have two tree. In one tree, I have 4 domains. In other tree, we have 3 domain. So both tree are part of the same forest, right? So my whatever the first domain, whatever the first domain that I create in Active Directory will always be a root. So abc.com here is a root domain, and xyz here is a parent domain of other tree. And you can see if I talk about the difference between these both tree, one is xyz.com tree and one is abc.com. Both are part of the same forest. So it's single forest, multiple tree, multiple domains. Right? Difference is if a domain is a part of same tree, if domain is a part of same tree, means we have namespace will be seen in every domain. You can see here in the diagram, I have abc.com is the top level domain. Child domain I have c.abc.com. So here abc.com is the same namespace that I have in parent or root domain. A.abc.com is the same abc.com. And if I talk about sub-child domain, so I have b.a.abc.com. So it's above parent domain to child domain. So if I talk about the tree domain, in tree domain, you can see here we have a different namespace with a different name. So in company, if I have some requirement related to, I want a different domain name to be created in Active Directory. I do not want abc.com to be used, right? So I can create a different tree structure. Inside that tree, I can make different domains according to my requirement or according to the company requirement. So I have xyz.com. It's a different namespace. Under below, I have child.com. I have child domain y.xyz.com and xyz.com, right? So it's a part of single forest. Both tree, it's a part of single forest. So this video, I will discuss about multiple forests also. It all depends on the company requirement. If we have requirement of multiple forests to be created, if we have requirement of single forest to be created. So suppose if company requirement is they want namespace to be different. In the same diagram, if I talk about abc.com and xyz.com, I can make them in different forest, or I can make them a part of same forest. In create tree, then it will be a part of a same forest. If I create a different tree or a different forest, then these are two different forests in the same organization. If I take an example of Microsoft.com, so Microsoft itself has Microsoft.com, Hotmail, Outlook. So they may have 3 forests, they may have a single tree structure, they may have one forest, in one forest they have other tree domain, right? So if I talk about the forest, share a common schema and configuration partition. So what is schema and configuration partition? So I will take you to the lab Active Directory server, where I will show you how that other domain controller in the same forest will share with schema and configuration partition. So here you can see in Active Directory server, So you can see that I have configured one forest. In one forest, I have two domains. The forest root is test.local and the child root is test1.test.local. So I will take you to the root domain because this is the first domain that I have created in Active Directory. So you can see here, configuration partition in ADSI added. Configuration partitions ends with test.local and schema partition will also test.local, right? So I will take you to the child domain also. So you will see here, configuration partition is test.local and schema partition is test.local. So it is same in forest, it is forest root domain, it is same in sub child domain, and I will take you to the other server where I have configured a tree domain. So here you can see that it's a tree domain, but namespace is different, right? My other domain namespace is test1.test.local. This domain namespace is abc.local, but it's a part of the test.local domain. Test.local, the root domain for abc.local is test.local. So it's a tree domain, a different tree domain in the same place. So I will show you here also. You can see here, configuration partition is test.local and schema partition is test.local. So what was the first point? Share a common schema and configuration partition. So if I have multiple trees in the same forest, if I have multiple domains in the same forest, so in whatever the domain, whatever the tree it is, if it is a part of same forest, we will have a common schema and configuration partition that I have shown you. We will have always a root domain that we have created first, test.local for the first server, for the first domain that we have created. That configuration and schema partition will be shared in everywhere, in every domain in entire forest, irrespective of how many domains we have, irrespective of how many Active Directory tree we have in the same forest. That configuration partition and schema partition will always be shared. So let's move on to the next point. Share a common global catalog enable searching. So it means I will let you know about the global catalog in more detail in upcoming videos. But for now, global catalog is every domain that I have created in Active Directory. There we have one global catalog server, or we can have multiple. It depends on the requirement how many global catalogs domain. So suppose in abc.com I have one global catalog, c.abc.com I have one global catalog, a.abc I have one. In every domain I have one global catalog in one forest, right? So if abc.com global catalog server of abc.com will hold complete copy of abc.com and the partial replica of other domains, irrespective of how many domains we have, irrespective of how many we have, that global catalog will hold the partial replica of other domains in the forest. That's why we are saying here share common. So if I am a member of x.y.xyz.com and I want to search somewhere a user in a.abc.com, so I can do that because global catalog is having a partial replica of every domain. Okay. So I will give you more explanation of global catalog in two-way transitive trust between all domains in the forest. So in single forest, if it is a same forest, so we have by default two-way trust established between all the domains. If it is a tree domain, if it is a child domain, so whatever domain that we have created in the same, so whatever domain that we have created in the same forest will have by default two-way transitive trust. So let me take you to the server so that I can show you. So let me take you to the lab. Here you can see here I am on PowerShell on root domain test.local. So I have run one command get -ad trust -filter star. So you can see here I have bidirectional trust with test1.test.local. This is my child domain of test.local, and I have bidirectional trust with abc.local. This is my tree domain that we have created in same forest. Right? If I take you to the child domain, if I run the same command here, so you can see here. So as you can see here, I have a direct trust with parent domain, but I do not have a direct trust available with tree domain. But I have transitive trust with tree domain that I will show you. Okay. So I will take you to the tree domain now, and I will run the same command, and you can see here. This is abc.local. It's a tree domain as part of same forest. So you can see here, abc.com has a direct trust with test.local, right? So what transitive trust means? So if abc.local is having a trust with test.local and test.local is having a trust with test1.test.local, so it means abc.local will trust test1.test.local by default. So it's a transitive. So if we have multiple trees in the same forest, if we have multiple domains in the same forest, so we will have a two-way trust by default will be available. All the domains between all the trees in the same forest. So share the enterprise admin and schema admin group. So I will show you. I will take you to the root domain test.local. So here you can see we have enterprise admin group, which will always be available on root domain, the first domain that we will be creating in Active Directory. So you will see the enterprise admin group, right? And also you will see here schema group. So these both groups you will see only in the root domain, the first domain that you created, the first forest server that you created in Active Directory. So if I take you to the sub, you will not be able to see same group available in any of the Active Directory with any group. If I take you to the tree domain, right? Because this is the first domain, this is the root domain, so schema admin and enterprise admin will not be able. So if you want to make any child domain member or any tree domain user or object member a part of schema admin or enterprise admin, so you can add it here in this app. See, you can see here abc.local, it's a part of same forest, and test.local, both are tree, a part of. So test.local administrator is already available in the schema admin tool. So you can add it like that. So if you want to make any member a part of the same domain, a part of the schema admin, a part of enterprise admin, you can put it here. So that administrator will behave like a schema admin or enterprise admin in the so you can apply it. Okay. So this is how that both group enterprise admin to schema admin, these both group are forest level or we can say root level groups that will be shared in entire forest, irrespective of how many domains or irrespective of how many, right? Okay, so I will take you to the one diagram where you can understand exactly what I have, what we covered so far in the entire video. So you can see here we have two forests. So it depends on the company requirement. Company requirement is we want different namespace, right? So we can create multiple forests. Company requirement is we can create one forest, but we need multiple tree root or multiple tree domain. We can make a part of the same forest but multiple trees, right? So difference is it will not have one way or two way trust available. By default will not have that we have created. If we create multiple forests, we will not have that trust available. So if any user a part of uvw.xyz.com, that user will not be able to access any resource available in other forest, right? Or this is vice versa. So if they want to access their resources vice versa, then we have to build a one way or two way trust. I will cover this one way and two-way trust in the next coming video. But for now, the by default trust for one way and two way, it is not available in terms of the trust. So let's take one requirement, like if I have one company and I have bought some other company, or my company has merged with, I has merged with another company. So in that case, I have some other forest, active directory forest, in that company which I have merged with, they are having some other forest. So in that case, if I want to merge between these two companies, so I take a one way or two way trust. In that case, we will have multiple forests. Right? If I talk about a single company, in that single company we want multiple namespace, then we can create multiple forests. Then we create one forest using virtuals. Right? So you can see here, this is a forest architecture, two forest architecture where we have two forests. Right? But in case of multiple trees in the same forest, you can see here the schema and the configuration partition will always be same in terms of different tree in the same forest. By default, two-way transitive trust available. So two-way transitive trust that we already covered, but I will let you know one more time. Like if I have a trust, this is my tree domain, one tree domain, this is another tree. I have trust. These are the child domains. We have by default trust available. That is two-way. If that xyz.com is in a trust with abc.com, right? And abc.com is having a trust with test1 or test2.abc.com, then xyz will have trust with test2, same test1. This is transitive. If A is having trust with B is having trust with C, then A will also have trust with C. So this is what transitive trust is. So I can show you the trust part also in the app, how it is. So I'm taking you to the domain.msc. Here you can see in the trust part, my forest root domain is being trust with abc.local and also with test1.test.com. Right? I take you to the child domain. You can see here. My child domain have a trust with parent. So same like ABC. You can see ABC is having a trust with test. So ABC is having trust with test.local and test1.local is having trust with test.local. It means ABC will trust test1.test. So this is what transitive trust. So far we have covered different types of architecture or hierarchy that we can create in Active Directory forest, right? So forest is something, it's a logical model, logical component in Active Directory. It's not a physical component, right? Or it's a top level container where we can have multiple domains, we can have multiple tools, we can have multiple objects apart from the same forest or same domains. So this is what I wanted to cover in Active Directory forest part. So if you have any doubt, anything you want to modify or anything you want to ask, you can comment or you can ask me for modification or you can ask me for any clarification if required. You can comment me on the post or comment me on the video on YouTube. So if you like the video, I request you to subscribe the channel, share the video